Hey guys, today we're going to turn this dumb fan into a smart fan with the Lutron Caseta Fan Controller. Hey, turn on the master bedroom fan.
Okay.
Let's do it. Welcome back, friends. If this is your first time here, my name is Eric. If you're into smart home automation, and especially HomeKit, you're definitely in the right place. Today's video is a part of my HomeKit series, but Lutron Caseta also works with Lady A and Google Home. So if you're into those platforms, stick around for the entire video. I'm going to show you how to install this into your dumb fan, but there are some requirements. Your dumb fan does have to be hardwired to a hardwire switch, and that switch has to have a neutral wire. If you don't have a neutral wire, unfortunately, this will not work. Now, FYI, I will be removing my old fan remote that I had installed back in 2013. These things are so dated, and these things are so hard to install because you only had like an inch to do it. I'm also going to be removing my ecobee switch and dimmer, which I installed a couple years ago on this channel, which means I'm going to be taking it down from 3 gangs or 3 switches down to 2 gangs of 2 switches, which means I'm going to have to do the dreaded drywall work. I hate drywall. Paul Peck, where are you? To get started installing the switch, make sure you turn off the power so you're safe. And at any moment you're not sure what you are doing with electricity, make sure you call an electrician and hire them because you don't want to be messing around with electricity. Now go ahead and make sure your fan is properly wired. You don't need anything special in there, you just want direct full power to your fan. I'm going to have to take this remote out because this is what reduces the power and to have different speeds. So I'm just going to disconnect this and just connect the black wire and the white wire and the ground wire all together. Tuck everything back in, seal it back up, and we're good to go there. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to be taking this 3 gang box down to a 2 gang box. The middle switch is a dimmer switch, so it doesn't actually have any additional hardwired. It actually just taken the load from the ecobee switch on the left. So when I'm doing this, I'm actually slowing down here. I'm going to take some photos. I'm going to record exactly what wire is which. So you can see here on the fan control, it actually tells you which one is to the power, which one's to the fan. And you can see that the white wire, a lot of times white means neutral, but in this case, this is actually your line wire, where the black wire is your load wire. And these are marked properly by a licensed electrician, so I know exactly what these wires are. So job well done to the licensed electrician. And then the yellow and the green one is your ground. So I'm going to be disconnecting this. And as I mentioned earlier, the fan control does require a neutral wire, which you can usually tell that it's a neutral because it's a bunch of wires all tied in together in the back of the box like it is here. Now, in most situations, this is where you would disconnect everything and hook up to new switch once you can identify the wires. But in my particular case, I had to disconnect everything and undo the entire box, take out the box because I'm taking it down from a 3 gang back down to a 2 gang, and then do the dreaded drywall work. Now, while this is drying, I'm going to go ahead and hook up the wires. You guys can go ahead, leave comments below and say how bad the drywall patch looks. I know, I'm not good at drywall. I will be sanding this down. You guys can see the finished product at the end, but let's go ahead and hook up this switch. So first things first, let's get the line wire to the screw. This switch is a little different than most, where it has a combination of a screw and a wire connections. So if you remember, the white wire with the K on it is actually the line wire, so that gets tied to the screw. The yellow wire is for the load, so that gets tied to the black. The ground goes to the green, and the white goes to the neutral. Now I'm going to go ahead and hook up the other switch. I'm actually going to be using a Lutron dimmer switch, which are awesome because it's one of the only dimmer switches out there available for HomeKit that doesn't require a neutral wire. It's super easy to install. I'm not going to review it here, but if you guys have any questions, let me know down below. By the way, if you are using 2 Lutron switches in a box, you will have to break off the little wings on the side. It's super easy to do. You just bend them back and forth and they pop right off. Now that everything is hooked up, go ahead and push the wires in nice and neat. Make sure nothing is touching, nothing falls out of the wire nuts. And once you do that, go back down, turn the power back on, and come up and test it out. Turn on like a medium, and then I can put it up all the way. Now that we know the hardwire switches are working properly, we can play with the dimming. On the fan control, it is very similar to a dimmer where you can reduce the light, but instead of reducing light, you're going to slow down the fan. So it has 5 controls. It has high, medium, low, and off. Now the button in the middle is to quickly move to your favorite setting. To program that, all you need to do is turn on your favorite setting, hold down that middle button for 10 seconds, and it will remember what that favorite setting is. And then when you come back, you press that center button and it will automatically go to that setting. Now this is not much of a smart switch without having a awesome smart app and being able to control it via your phone or even one of the voice assistants. So let's go ahead and download the Lutron app, connect it to the bridge, and get this thing started. Once you have the bridge directly connected to your router, go ahead and go into the app, sign in, and it's going to look for that bridge. It might take a few minutes. I think it took about 4 or 5 minutes to locate it, and then it'll ask you to push the button on the back of the bridge, and then it will also have you scan the QR code or Homekit code on the bottom of the bridge. It then ask you to add an accessory, select what type of accessory it is. Here we're doing fan control. You hold the bottom button on the physical switch for about 10 seconds until light starts blinking. You then have to assign it to a room, hit next, and that's it. You're done. It is super easy. You'll have 5 controls. You have high, medium, low, and off, which are the same controls in HomeKit. If you go into your home app, you'll have to find the fan. Fortunately, the room didn't come over, even though the lights did. So once you find it, you'll have the same controls, same 5 controls, and you can control it from HomeKit, from Siri, and you can also control this from Alexa, which you just go into the Alexa app. You go into skills and find the Lutron skill. You put in your password, username, and password, and it'll sync the account. Same thing with Google. You can sync it with Google Home. Just go in there, add the Lutron synchronization, put in your username and password, and that's it. You might have to go into those apps to assign it to the correct room, but once it's in there, you can ask Lady A in Google to control your fan. And now it's time for my least favorite part. And now that's done, I can officially say I'm actually pretty happy with my drywall work. Thank you to Paul Peck's Drywall, who I can now officially wear his hat because I can do a halfway decent job on drywall. Thank you, Paul Peck. But when it comes to the Lutron Caseta hat, it's all about modern day tech, and I gotta tell you, I love this switch. These things are awesome. Awesome. They are expensive. I think they're 50, 60 bucks each. Plus you need the bridge, which another 50, 60 bucks unless you buy in a package. So it is extremely expensive, but it is one of the only HomeKit compatible fan controllers out there, so you got no other choice. But the quality is there, the app is there, works with HomeKit, works with Lady A, works with Google. It is all there, and I truly love them. I'm definitely going to be picking up some more. If you guys want to see a updated pros and cons list, definitely check out the link down below. I'll update my website if I have any issues or concerns. Definitely check that link down below. If you guys want to see the next video in my HomeKit series, click the card right there. And if you're brand new here, I hope you will consider subscribing for more smart home content right here on Modern Day Tech. Thanks for watching.
Nothing can break me.